This is DC at its finest. Hey, super friends, Jake here with the Brave and the Boys, and today is a very exciting day for us. DC has sent us a gift to showcase the new DC Finest collection, and we are beyond excited. As lifelong DC fans, it's a huge honor to be selected to bring you a first look of these incredible new publishing format. So what is DC's Finest? DC Finest is a brand new format from DC Comics that doesn't just focus on a single creator or a single title. These are perfectly curated moments throughout DC's history for all of their most iconic characters. They have a uniform design, so they'll look amazing on a shelf together, and they don't have any gaps, so you can read from start to finish as a new reader and know you're getting the full story. What I love about the DC's Finest is that they span all the different eras of DC's history, from the Golden Age to the Bronze Age to even the Modern Age. Priced at $40 and a uniform design, these are perfect for collectors and something that we have been asking for a long time. So let's look into the build quality. We'll talk about the first 5 that are released and why I think they're perfect for new and old readers. Now let's talk about the build quality. They are standard trade paperback size, but they collect significantly more issues, so you're getting an incredible value for the $40 that you're paying. They have a uniform design, so they all say DC's Finest in the top of the line. Then you get to see the title of the book, the new DC logo, the era that they collects, and the character portrait. So these are going to look amazing on the shelf together. They feel good with vivid color and awesome reproduction quality. On the back, you're going to see cover from the issues that it collects, as well as an awesome synopsis, as well as years highlighted that it covers. So these are just fun little details and little Easter eggs that they put in for seasoned collectors like myself. That is just the attention to detail we have been asking for. So these are going to look amazing on the shelf, and they're even more amazing to read. Let's jump into the stories and what they collect. Up first, we have Superman, the first superhero. This is the iconic Golden Age origin of Superman, done by Joel Shuster and Jerry Siegel. This came out in 1938, can you believe it? And was the boom of superheroes. So this Clark is a lot more different than you're going to know from modern readers. So this Superman doesn't really fly, but he leaps tall buildings in a single bound. You're going to see him stop car crashes and foil bank robbers and start to see his relationship as Clark Kent with Lois Lane at the Daily Planet. So if you are a new reader and you want to start at the very beginning of DC Comics, this is where to start. And what I love is this isn't just Action Comics, which is where Superman made his iconic first appearance. It's also going to have the first 2 years of the Superman series, and they even threw in the World's Fair issue. So you get the full first 2 years of the Man of Tomorrow. So this is an incredibly exciting series. Now, I got to read some of this stuff when they did the Action Comics number 1000 and they reprinted those Superman Deluxe editions, but getting to read it in the DC Finest with these awesome vivid colors and everything collected in the full 2 years was such a treat. And this is a Superman that may be different than you imagine, but we wouldn't have the Superman we know today without it. Up next, we have Batman Year 1 and Year 2, and this one is exciting. So this is going to collect the early years of Batman post Crisis on Infinite Earths. So the famous Year 1 storyline by Miller and Mazzucchelli, which I own in 5 different formats, from a small trade paperback all the way up to an artist edition. So this is an incredible story, and it's the perfect place to read the Caped Crusader for the very first time. So it's his darker origin story where he finds the mantle of the Batman, faces off against the mob, and becomes the hero that we all know. It's also going to include Batman Year 2, done by Barr and McFarlane, and this is a Batman that has to wrestle with, is he a hero or is he a vigilante when he faces off against the Reaper? He's going to deal with Joe Chill, a character that has a big impact to him. But what makes this an even better collection is this also includes a lot of issues in between, such as the introduction of Jason Todd, which, yes, he had a fun introduction that involved trying to steal the rims off the Batmobile or the wheels off the Batmobile, that has been long out of print. If you look at copies of Batman Second Chances, they go for crazy amounts above cover. And now you can read almost all of those stories included with Batman Year 1 and Batman Year 2 and get the perfect place to start with the Caped Crusader. Next up is Wonder Woman Origins and Omens, done by Gail Simone. Now, this is a book near and dear to my heart because this was my first book reading Diana, where I fell in love with Wonder Woman and fell in love with Gail Simone's writing. I even got her to sign my omnibus at a convention. This story flips Diana's origin on her head and gives you a alternate perspective of how some of the Amazonians might not have been a big fan of Hippolyta breaking the rules. This shows every facet of Wonder Woman from her warrior goddess side all the way to her compassion and humanity. You get to see battles with gods such as Ares or Grendel, or this amazing meta issue with the Queen of Hearts that I just cracked up reading. You are going to see iconic moments, and you get to see why Wonder Woman is up there in the Trinity with the most iconic characters in DC Comics. This is a perfect run for new readers, and I can say that because this was my first run with Wonder Woman. So this is one I highly recommend. This is going to be our most modern of the DC finest. So this came out between 2007 and 2009, and it is just a pinnacle run on Wonder Woman and one that I love dearly. Speeding it in a flash, the next issue is Flash, the Human Thunderbolt. Now, this is just classic Silver Age fun. So this is going to follow Barry Allen, the second iteration of the Flash, a forensic scientist with the police who has a Thunderbolt shocking experience. So he becomes the Scarlet Speedster known as the Flash. This is such a fun volume. You're going to see some key issues such as him meeting Mirror Master for the first time or Captain Cold, but it's also going to have one of the most iconic comics DC has ever put out, where it's called The Flash of Two Worlds, where you see Barry Allen meet the original Flash from the Golden Age, Jay Garrick, and that is just the start in my mind of the DC multiverse and all the crisis shenanigans that'll happen in the future. So if you're looking for something that's a little more science and kooky and fun, this is the Silver Age, and that is for you. This is iconic Flash, and you are going to love every page. Last, and certainly not least, we have Justice League: A Bridge Between Worlds. Now, as we learned in the DC finest Flash, the Human Thunderbolt, there are multiple realities in DC Comics, and sometimes the Justice League needs to face problems that are larger than any one hero can face alone. These are going to span the 1966 through 69 era of Justice League comics, and they have a fun cast of characters. You're not just going to see the main heavy hitters such as Superman and Wonder Woman, but you're also going to see the Atom and Green Arrow and maybe even Red Tornado. So these are fun adventures where they battle monsters and aliens and multiple realities, and they have to go against Earth 1 and Earth 2, and you get all that DC multiple reality shenanigans, and it is just fun. If I could describe this in one word, it is fun comics at its core, and you get to see the awesome 60s comic goodness. So this will give you a taste of all the different characters of the Justice League. And what I say, if you're a new reader, start with this and see what character you feel most called to or that you connect with most, and then we'll find the next book for you. With these collections, DC has made it easier than ever to experience the best of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and the Justice League without the hassle of figuring out where to start or what to read next. You get the full journey, the major turning points, and every character defining moment in a format that's affordable and ready to display. If you're as excited as I am about DC's finest, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any more DC content. And I want to hear from you. Comment down below what you want to see next in the DC finest edition. And remember, keep reading and stay brave.